room, but the lighting in here is really, really bad because we have a storm outside, so I'm sorry if everything looks a little dark. I've got my studio lights going, but still not a lot of natural light in this room, so I am sorry if this is horrible. But with that being said, as you can see, I also look horrible because that is basically the definition of pregnancy for me, looking and feeling horrible. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to my new friend Chancey. She is also having her third baby. She has two girls that are about the same ages as mine, and she's now working on her third as well. I think she's about 2 weeks behind me, or maybe like a week and a half behind me. She is due in July and I am due at the end of June. So if you want to go ahead and head over to her channel and check out all of her videos, that would be super fantastic. She's been awesome. She's posting a lot of great content, and she is also a high-risk pregnancy for blood clotting issues. So a lot of our stuff is kind of the same. So if you're enjoying a lot of my content, then you will definitely love her content as well. So please go over to her channel, give her some likes, subscribe to her channel, show her your support, and be awesome people because, well, I asked you to, so please. So today is our 9-week update, and in week 9, baby is now considered a fetus, not an embryo anymore. So that is super exciting. Baby has hit another milestone and is growing, growing, growing. As far as the baby size, it is the size of a cherry, and actually as I'm filming this today, the bump app says the baby is the size of the tab of a soda can. So that's kind of cool to have like an exact measurement. For body, the bump app says headaches, morning sickness or all day sickness, stiff necks and muscles, peeing a lot, and a lot of other miserable things. Week 9 for me has been a doozy. Oh my gosh, week 9, you and I are not getting along. And what's really weird is not only has this been the hardest week so far, with my other pregnancies, week 6 and 7 were the hardest weeks, but so far week 9 has been the hardest week. And throughout week 9, what's so weird is it is Thanksgiving break from school, and I teach online. I teach English and technology online, and even though it's been Thanksgiving break and I had off for 5 or 6 days, today was my first day back to work, it was miserable. I woke up with a migraine and I went to bed with a migraine. There was nothing I could do to stop it. And we also hosted Thanksgiving, so I cooked everything except for the turkey. My husband's parents brought the turkey, but everything else, I cooked it, and I had a migraine and I had to set everything up and clean the house and do everything. And oh my gosh, I was just so ready to be done with the migraines. They have been so bad. Now, I suffer from migraines pre-pregnancy, so for me to suffer them now is like, holy cow, what a big shock. Like, it's not a shock at all. You know, it's something that I had with all of my pregnancies. I had migraines and headaches for like the first trimester, maybe a little bit into the second trimester. Then they were good until the last couple weeks, and then after I had the babies, whoo, yeah, it was like every day, all day again for like a month. It was bad. So anytime like the hormones shift or anything like that, I get really bad headaches. I also have scoliosis, and it's not like where my spine is like bending like this. My spine is actually twisting like this. So this side of my rib cage is over top of the other side. So where your rib cage, like the sternum would come together like this, mine looks like this. So it's like over top of itself. So it sticks out a little bit right here, and you won't be able to see it. And it would not be appropriate for me to show you because you would have to anyway see this area, and we're not doing that. So that's basically what it looks like. And so as a result, I have a lot of chest pain normally, but anytime that something in my spine is like really, really out of line, I also get migraines. So I go to a chiropractor. I see him every like 3 to 4 weeks. But at this point, the migraines that I'm having are not from any type of back or nerve issues. It is from the pregnancy. And so unfortunately, the chiropractor cannot get rid of the migraines at this point. It's kind of too far gone in the pregnancy, but it is what it is, and it's all worth it in the end, right? Also, my anxiety has been so high, like higher than it has ever been in my entire life. I am waking up in the middle of the night having panic attacks, like hyperventilating, can't breathe, panic attacks. And I guess I'm having some kind of nightmare or something that wakes me up. I've been having a lot of dreams where like my kids are hurt or kidnapped or something like that, and I don't like that at all. I don't think anybody likes to have dreams like that. And so I've been waking up to those, but I've just been having a lot of weird dreams in general, which is a pregnancy symptom that a lot of people have. But I don't remember a lot of my dreams that I have unless they were like pertaining to my children. That's a lot of the ones that I've seen is just like my kids getting like super hurt or killed or kidnapped or like all these horrible, horrible things that you don't ever want to think about happening to your children. So I'm like waking up at 1 or 2 in the morning with these panic attacks, and then I can't fall back asleep, and then I'm up for the rest of the night, which is really hard when your kids go to bed and then you still have all the stuff you have to do, and I'm working on a master's degree, so they go to bed and I have to work on homework and all this stuff, and so I'm not getting to bed till like 10 o'clock at night, and then I'm sleeping for 2 or 3 hours and then waking up to a panic attack and not going back to sleep. So that also contributes to the migraines, just the lack of sleep in general. It has not been a fun week at all. My muscles have been really, really tight as a result from the anxiety. My neck muscles and everything, and my shoulders, my back is all very, very tense. The muscles are very, very hard. And I don't know if it's from that or just other things in general, but I feel really weak, like really, really weak. I do dance choreography. I do all of my color guard stuff. We're in the middle of writing our competition shows this year, and I just feel like I can't even do that. Like I just feel like even to do some of the dance or some of the basic work is just too much. Like my muscles can't handle it. I just feel like jello. And so since I don't feel strong and I don't feel like I can do a lot of things, I'm really finding it hard to be motivated to do things. If you are somebody who knows me in person, you know that I go nonstop. I'm go, 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 go. Nonstop. I am always working on something. I'm always working hard on something. I'm always doing some kind of project. I sew and I knit and I do all kinds of things, and I do these videos and I make websites and I do coding and like I do all of this stuff, and I don't have the motivation to do any of that. I want to go lay down and stare at a wall for the rest of the day. Like that's as productive as I want to be. I don't feel like doing anything. I, pre-pregnancy, would take my kids out of the house every day. We had music class, gymnastics, we were going to story time, we were doing play time, we would go out and go grocery shopping. Right now, we don't have music class. It's not in session right now. It's starting back up after Christmas. Today I didn't go to tumbling. I wasn't sure if they even had their gymnastics class today. I called and the person couldn't even tell me if it was running today. So I didn't bother. I was like, I'm not packing them up. I'm not driving 45 minutes to find out it's not there. We haven't gone to the store, just the 3 of us, since I've been pregnant. We haven't gone to story time because I just can't find the motivation to pack them up. And I feel horrible about it, but at the same time, it's during Kaylee's nap time, so she's really, really grumpy the whole time. And if you know Madeline, she is a difficult child, so she is super hyper. So I'm trying to, make Kaylee happy and comfort her, and then I'm trying to chase Maddie around at the same time, and I just can't do it. I can't do it. And our play dates we'll go to, but our schedules have been weird, so we haven't been doing that. I'm finding it really hard to do my homework, just to sit down and do it. I'm doing it last minute. I'm doing it so quick, just enough to get the points that I need and be done. I'm so beat and burnt out, and my anxiety is so high, and I'm so tired. During week 9, I had my first OB appointment and my first ultrasound, which was a dating ultrasound. For my OB visit, I did not see a doctor, which I thought was kind of weird. I usually do see a doctor, but I guess they must be changing it. I saw a nurse who took down all of my information and basically, took down all my history, my medical history, all of that stuff. And we talked about when I was due, about being induced, all the blood work, all of that stuff, which then I went and got my blood work, and yeah. I also have to do a 24-hour urine test, which I was supposed to do last week, and I didn't, because how in the world was, I basically was supposed to do it over Thanksgiving. How was I supposed to have all these people over and then like pee in a funnel into a jar and then put that into my refrigerator as I have guests here? That's weird. That's really weird. So I didn't do it. And then I also had to go out to my grandparents' house for dinner, and it's like carrying like a jar of your pee and then asking to store it in somebody else's refrigerator is just not really something I felt like doing. So I need to do it again. What this one is really for is to compare for later. So you do it in the beginning so they get all of your levels now, and then at the end when they think you may be coming down with preeclampsia, you do it all over again and they compare your levels to see if they're elevated compared to when you start. So it should still be all right for me to do it later. I'll probably do it over the weekend when I, like in one more weekend from now, because then I will have to go for my OB appointment again. And like I said, it's an hour drive to get to that hospital. So for me to like do it today and then drive tomorrow to take it in the hospital an hour and back is just crazy. So I will probably do it closer to my next doctor's visit. Then I also had my first ultrasound on Black Friday, and it was just a dating ultrasound, so it wasn't anything crazy, but we got to see if there was 1 or 2 babies, and we got to see if there was a heartbeat and all of that stuff. So there was 1 baby that they saw, but I also have a retroverted uterus. So if you kind of look at your uterus from the side, like if this is your uterus and this is like the rest of your organs, your uterus is kind of like this. Instead of mine looking like this, it looks like this. So mine's kind of really weird and messed up, but it is how it is. I haven't had any problems with it in the past, but as soon as she put the little Doppler thing on my belly, she's like, oh, you have a retroinverted uterus. And I'm like, yes, I do. Thank you. So yeah, there was 1 baby. You could still see the yolk sac. You could see the umbilical cord and the placenta forming, and the baby was head down. It still had a teeny tiny little tail. You could see its little arms and legs. They were flapping a little bit, but nothing like when Madeline was inside. She was doing jumping jacks. I mean, her arms were going like this. She was legitimately doing flips and like log rolls in there at, I think it was 9 weeks and 2 days. I wish I had a video of it, because it's one of those things that nobody will ever believe unless they saw it. But she was insane on the inside, and she's still insane now. Kaylee was wiggly, but this one was just kind of like, all right, back to bed. Oh, okay. Back to bed. Like, it was really not active at all, which is okay. If your baby's not active, that's okay. There was a heartbeat, so that is good. We saw the heartbeat, and it was 170 beats per minute. So most people are gonna say, well, it's a girl because it has a faster heartbeat, but you never know. As far as gender, it's too early to determine the gender. We may find out the gender this time. My other 2 were surprise babies, and we may find out this time just to be different. I'm not sure. So many people want to know, and I like not knowing, but I feel like everybody else around me is so anxious to see if it's going to be a 3rd girl or if it's going to be a boy. And I don't care. A 3rd girl would be super, super easy, but a boy would be really cool too, because if you look at my dad's side of the family and the grandkids, there are, oh my gosh, what are we up to? 13, 14, 15. This will be the 16th grandchild, or this will be the 3rd great grandchild, but if you put them all together, this will be the 16th grandchild, and there are only 2 boys. 2 boys. Is that not crazy? So I was the oldest. I'm the oldest cousin, or grandkid, or however you want to say it. And then we went 12 of us, and there was 1 boy right in the middle. And then between myself and the next boy was 21 years. 21 years. It was all girls with 1 boy for 21 years. That is insane. And so I thought for sure, I'm totally having boys. Like the next generation, we're all having boys. There's not going to be any girls, but here they are. They're girls. And I know my grandfather would love to have another boy because there are so many girls. So if we do find out the gender It'll be pretty exciting to see, and everybody's gonna lose their minds if it's a boy. On the ultrasound, the baby was measuring exactly to the day, so that is exciting. It was perfect, nothing wrong, totally right on track, and so that's really good news to hear. My other two were not really right on their days. I think Madeline might have been at the beginning, but she got off towards the end. They thought she was gonna be really big and she wasn't, but I know things get a little messed up with the ultrasounds. They're not always super accurate. I think that's gonna be about it for this video. I can't think of anything else that I was supposed to talk about. I might be missing something, but if you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comment box down below. Please give this video a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more information about this pregnancy. It's going to be a long, exciting, and bumpy road. Things are going to be getting crazy here towards the end, and yeah, I'm excited to share this journey with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment down in the comment box, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.